So Mojang removed Minecraft mob vote, or did they? In a weird twist of events, they actually added a loser from the Minecraft mob vote. Now don't get me wrong, they originally said they would add all the losers from the Minecraft mob votes to the game at some point in the future. However, I don't think anybody expects it for the third dropper for the year. I mean, the fact that you can now use the copper golem that lost the 2021 Minecraft mob vote in the beta and previews is, well, baffling to a lot of people, including myself. And not just that, they did a huge rework of copper last week. There's so many new items. We've got armor, we have tools, we have chests, we have a new feature entirely using the copper golem, and it's really great to see them expanding on other items which, to be honest, have previously been useless, as before there wasn't really much use for copper. It's an item I've never really personally used. So to see them going in there and actually reworking, tweaking, I could see copper being used a lot more. So let's go and discuss whether Minecraft mob vote should return or has returned, or maybe they're just adding all the losers into the game finally. I think if we were to see a Minecraft mob vote come back, or any of the losers come to the game, then I reckon they'd give priority to any mob which is relevant to any useless items or any biomes in the world which currently need a rework. For example, the penguin and the chillager, they are both winter-themed mobs, so if they wanted to do a winter-themed rework to the snow biome, then both their mobs might get added together. Of course, there's different combinations to use, but them two mobs are just a good example. I also think they'll prioritize mobs which maybe allow them to expand on other items. For example, the copper golem gave them the excuse to go and rework copper, which is probably why they've added the copper golem, to be honest. So I do think the more useless mobs which did lose the mob vote, and to be honest, not all the mob vote losers really deserve to be in the game or are needed, but I think the more useless mobs will get less priority and you probably won't see them in the game. If you want my personal opinion, I don't think Mojang wants to get rid of the Minecraft mob vote originally anyway. However, with so many people complaining about it, they probably got tired of seeing the comments and constant videos and replies about the criticisms, rightly so in some cases, for the Minecraft mob vote. Mainly a lot of people think it's rigged, or obviously loads of creators were abusing their influence in terms of rigging the vote that way, which not a lot of people are happy about, and again, rightly so. I originally said when it was announced that this would be removed, that I reckon at some point in the future Mojang might decide to rework the mob vote and add it back. And it's definitely possible. Maybe some ideas where you maybe cannot see the actual mobs until just before the vote. The only issue with this is it means you have to use impulse thinking, so you don't actually get to sit on and think about it for a few days before putting your vote in. The benefit to this though is it means creators get less of a chance to influence the mob vote in any way. Of course it can still happen, it isn't perfect, but they can't be making tweets, videos days in advance that people can see. They wouldn't necessarily get as big of a reach if it was last minute voting. The issue with this is it always felt like Mojang favoured a certain mob in all of the mob votes, in my personal opinion. This doesn't stop this happening. The only way they could do that is if they came to the mob vote with all these mobs they actually want to add to the game, so whoever wins it doesn't really matter. But again, not all ideas are perfect. I'd love to hear some suggestions about how you would maybe tweak the Minecraft mob vote to try and add it back, because it was a good feature and it's a great way for developers to get more of an insight into the player base. It's just sadly was abused and wasn't perfect like any system. I mean, the original mob vote was all the way back in 2017, which that was 8 years ago now. So the entire system probably just needed tweaking and reworking. Didn't necessarily need to be removed. Of course, you've got mobs in Minecraft Dungeons and obviously the spin-offs to Minecraft itself. So this would also be an excuse for them to maybe add that to the main game of Minecraft too. However, it's brilliant to see that Copper got a rework. I'm really, really happy they've added the Copper golem to the game as well. I know it was one of the more requested mob losers, but that is all we have time for today. I'll be keeping you up to date with all of the Minecraft update news from this third drop. There is no beta or preview this week, sadly, so I'll see you next week for more update news. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.